Alright, Brainiacs, buckle up because it's about to get funky. I'm Hugo the Honey Badger, your go-to guy for wild and crazy factoids. So, what if there were giant wolves that roam the earth, bigger and badder than any wolf today? You're curious, right? Let's pounce on today's mind blower. Bam! It's time to dive into the wild world of, drumroll please, the dire wolf. Let's race in. So, what's a dire wolf? Well, they were these massive wolf-like creatures that lived during the late Pleistocene to the early Holocene, around 125,000 to 10,000 years ago. Yeah, that makes them kinda old news, but first, let's talk about a couple words that are like mega important. Extinct means they're not around anymore, folks. Zip. And hypercarnivore, that's a fancy way of saying they were meat machines. Roar! Now, these beasties were known as Enociondirus, which means terrible wolf. How cool is that? They were about as big as the biggest gray wolves you see today, but with a bite like a croc on a caffeine rush. Now that's what I call toothy power, am I right? And grab this with your paws. When stuffy old scientists went poking around the Rancho La Brea tar pits in Los Angeles, they found over a whopping 200,000 fossils of dire wolves. That's like having enough bones for a skeleton parade, bringing all those ancient howlers to light. Talk about a blast from the past. Now, speaking of wild stuff, get this. Dire wolves went extinct because of climate change. Wah wah. Yeah, at the end of the Ice Age, their tasty prey was disappearing faster than candy on Halloween night. Plus, they got chased off by other hungry animals. What a bummer. But if you kiddos know Game of Thrones, you've seen these dire dudes on the screen. Yup, they've been stealing all sorts of spotlight there, cooler than dragons if you ask me. Okay, now here's where it gets extra spicy. Despite their size, dire wolves aren't closely related to today's gray wolves. Nope, nature went all, let's make them look alike just for kicks, with something called convergent evolution. That means they didn't really share a wolfie family barbecue, but looked like twins from another kin. And I'm gonna let you in on a little dream. I'd totally love to be a dire wolf pack leader, just howling at the moon, but like in a totally cooler way. Bear with me, this gets wild. So there's this huge debate among scientist folks about where these wolves came from. Some say they sauntered over from Eurasia. Others think they evolved right here in America. Mind blown, right? Every fossil dig is like opening a mystery box. And here's a brain teaser for you. These wolves were muscle-bound meat munchers with jaws like steel traps, chomping through bones like candy. But that super special diet might have been their doom when everything went topsy-turvy climate-wise. Yikes. Okay, switching rivers. Did you know dire wolves have no DNA links to modern wolves and coyotes? Not even a trace. They went off on their own evolutionary adventure. It's like they were playing a solo game in a world of teams. Kinda makes you wonder what other secrets they held. But stay curious, little ones, because next time I'm talking about another prehistoric predator with maybe even bigger claws. You guessed it, we've got the Smilodon on our radar, or should I say saber-toothy superstar. Whoa, that was a wild ride. Give yourself a tail wagging high five. Stay curious, little one. Till next time, stay wild and wonderful.